Welcome to my channel, and today we'll continue on the exploration of the Archonic influence in our spiritual and mundane life. In the context of the tripartite tractate, hidden books, Archons are defined as powerful entities or rulers of the material realm, often associated with the very forces that govern the physical world and its inherent limitations. These beings are not merely mythological figures of ancient lore. They represent the pervasive, often unseen, influences and underlying structures that fundamentally shape human experience, limit perception, and subtly control aspects of the material plane. Archons are depicted as agents of control, operating within the physical domain to maintain a certain order, often a distorted or limited one, and, more importantly, to actively perpetuate a sense of separation and profound division among individual human beings. Their role is critically significant within the tractate's cosmology, as they embody the diverse forces, both internal and external, that distract humanity from recognizing its true spiritual nature, its inherent unity, and its boundless divine potential. One of the primary and most insidious functions attributed to these archonic forces is their relentless effort to perpetuate spiritual ignorance and actively foster division among human beings. By skillfully cultivating a pervasive sense of disconnection, a feeling of fundamental otherness, they effectively create formidable and often invisible barriers that prevent individuals from recognizing their inherent underlying unity, their shared human experience, and their collective spiritual purpose within the grand scheme of existence. This insidious and multifaceted division manifests itself in a multitude of tangible and intangible forms, subtly and overtly influencing the very structures of our societies, the frameworks of our political ideologies, and the often inequitable dynamics of our economic disparities, as well as actively fueling conflicts that are tragically rooted in differing and often rigidly held ideologies, deeply ingrained religious beliefs, and culturally constructed identities. The Archons, as depicted within the tractate, are described as subtly thriving on these self-inflicted divisions, as these conflicts and separations effectively distract individuals from engaging in the crucial and transformative work of seeking deeper, more resonant truths, understanding their own authentic spiritual identities, and recognizing their fundamental interconnectedness with all of creation. In this manner, they actively contribute to a self-perpetuating and often tragic cycle of spiritual ignorance, where individuals remain trapped within a limited and often distorted perspective of reality, unable to perceive the greater, more liberating realities that lie patiently waiting to be discovered beyond the superficial and often misleading layers of their immediate, sensory-bound experiences. The influence subtly yet powerfully wielded by these archonic forces can often be remarkably pervasive and deeply ingrained within the very fabric of our perceived reality, frequently operating through seemingly benign societal norms, the often unquestioned persuasive power of mass media, and the deeply entrenched structures of established institutions that collectively shape our fundamental beliefs, subtly influence our behaviors, and ultimately mold our very perceptions of ourselves and the world around us. Their influence can even manifest internally, within the hidden landscapes of our own minds, as persistent feelings of fear, pervasive doubt, and an overwhelming and often misplaced focus on the acquisition of material possessions and the pursuit of fleeting sensory pleasures, subtly yet effectively leading individuals to prioritize superficial concerns and the ultimately unsatisfying pursuit of external validation and ephemeral worldly success over the crucial cultivation of their own inner spiritual growth, the recognition of their inherent divine spark, and the establishment of a genuine connection with the ultimate source of all being. This often unconscious and excessive focus on the tangible material realm can tragically create a profound sense of inner emptiness, deep spiritual disconnection, and a persistent, often unacknowledged, yearning for something more authentic, more meaningful, and more enduring, as individuals become increasingly consumed by the ultimately futile and unsatisfying pursuit of external validation and fleeting worldly achievements. The Archons' subtle yet incredibly powerful grip on the material world can even lead to a form of collective amnesia regarding our own inherent spiritual essence, causing individuals to gradually forget their own true divine nature, their intrinsic worth as spiritual beings, and their ultimate, often unrealized, purpose within the grand and mysterious tapestry of existence. As we thoughtfully and critically examine the often insidious influence of these archonic forces within the context of our own individual lives, it becomes absolutely essential to consciously cultivate a heightened sense of awareness regarding these pervasive and often unseen influences and their subtle yet profoundly significant impact on our thoughts, our actions, and our overall perception of reality. Actively recognizing the myriad subtle yet powerful ways in which Archons perpetuate ignorance, foster division, and subtly obscure our spiritual vision can empower us to begin the crucial process of breaking free from their often unseen and deeply ingrained control. This crucial act of conscious awareness actively invites us to critically question the dominant narratives that we encounter in our daily lives, to diligently seek a deeper and more nuanced understanding of the underlying forces at play, and to fearlessly explore the often unacknowledged realities that extend beyond the superficial and often misleading layers of our immediate, sensory-bound experiences. Are we, perhaps unconsciously, allowing societal pressures and external expectations to dictate our core values and shape our fundamental beliefs? Are we, perhaps inadvertently, engaging in divisive behaviors that contribute to the fragmentation of our communities and the erosion of our collective unity? By engaging in honest and introspective reflection upon these critical questions, we can begin to effectively identify the specific archonic influences that may be subtly yet powerfully shaping the trajectory of our lives and hindering our spiritual progress. Moreover, consciously acknowledging the pervasive presence and often subtle influence of these archonic forces can serve as a powerful and transformative catalyst for profound personal and collective transformation. By diligently recognizing their detrimental role in actively perpetuating ignorance, fostering division, and subtly yet persistently obscuring our connection to the divine, we can actively choose to cultivate knowledge, nurture compassion, and consciously promote unity in our interactions with others and in our engagement with the world around us. This fundamental and often challenging shift in perspective actively encourages us to seek out and diligently nurture meaningful and authentic connections with those individuals who deeply resonate with our core values, wholeheartedly share our deepest aspirations for a more just and compassionate world, and offer genuine support and encouragement on our shared spiritual journeys, fostering a strong and resilient sense of community that transcends the artificial and often harmful divisions so effectively orchestrated by the archonic forces. In conclusion, the pervasive and often subtle influence of the Archons within the material world stands as a critical and often overlooked aspect of the profound and insightful teachings found within the tripartite tractate. By clearly defining Archons not as mere mythological figures but as the often unseen rulers of the material realm, and by diligently examining their detrimental role in actively perpetuating ignorance, fostering division, and subtly yet persistently obscuring our inherent spiritual vision, we can gain invaluable and often surprising insights into the significant challenges we inevitably face on our individual and collective spiritual journeys. Actively encouraging those who engage with these teachings to recognize these often unseen influences within the context of their own lives empowers them to take conscious and deliberate action, fostering a crucial sense of awareness, promoting genuine unity, and cultivating a shared pursuit of authentic truth. Ultimately, by courageously transcending the self-imposed limitations and the often manipulative external influences so effectively orchestrated by the archonic forces, we can confidently embark on a transformative path toward genuine spiritual enlightenment, actively reclaiming our own inherent true divine nature, and wholeheartedly embracing the fundamental and liberating interconnectedness of all beings within the vast and mysterious web of existence. Gnosis, the key to enlightenment and transformation. The journey toward genuine spiritual enlightenment and profound personal transformation is presented within the tripartite tractate not as a passive event or a sudden revelation, but as a deeply personal, often challenging, and ultimately transformative experience, one that necessitates unwavering dedication, profound introspection, and a steadfast commitment to the persistent pursuit of knowledge, often referred to as gnosis. Within the specific and nuanced context of the tripartite tractate, gnosis transcends the limitations of mere intellectual understanding or the simple accumulation of abstract facts. Rather, it is depicted as a dynamic, experiential, and ultimately transformative knowledge that profoundly awakens the innermost core of the soul to its own inherent true divine nature and its intrinsic, often unacknowledged, connection to the ultimate divine source of all being. This deeper, more intuitive, and experientially grounded understanding serves as a vital and illuminating guiding light on the often challenging and sometimes perilous path to genuine enlightenment, effectively illuminating the often obscured way forward and powerfully empowering individuals to navigate the inherent complexities and potential pitfalls of existence with greater clarity, profound wisdom, and unwavering inner strength. Knowledge, or gnosis, is presented within the tractate as absolutely essential for the attainment of genuine spiritual enlightenment because it fundamentally empowers individuals to transcend the often illusory limitations imposed by the tangible material world and to effectively navigate the subtle yet pervasive and often manipulative influences of the archonic forces that seek to keep humanity in a state of spiritual slumber. It actively encourages spiritual seekers to fearlessly question the often limiting confines of established beliefs, to critically challenge the frequently unquestioned assumptions of prevailing societal norms, and to courageously explore the often unexplored and potentially transformative depths of their own inner consciousness. This dynamic and persistent process of inner inquiry naturally fosters a profound sense of intellectual curiosity, a deep yearning for genuine understanding, and a persistent sense of wonder, prompting individuals to diligently delve into the fundamental mysteries of existence and to fearlessly uncover the timeless and universal truths that deeply resonate with their own innermost selves. By actively seeking, diligently cultivating, and experientially integrating this transformative knowledge, individuals can develop a far more profound and authentic understanding of their own unique spiritual identities, their inherent and unbreakable interconnectedness with all other beings within the vast web of life, and their ultimate, often unrealized, place and purpose within the grand and awe-inspiring cosmos, ultimately leading to a more profound sense of inner peace, lasting fulfillment, and a deep and abiding connection to the divine source. As we courageously embark on this deeply personal and transformative journey of seeking gnosis and striving for enlightenment, the tripartite tractate emphasizes that it is absolutely crucial to actively encourage all seekers to fearlessly pursue their own unique spiritual truths and to honor the deeply individual nature of their chosen path. The tractate underscores that each person's spiritual journey is inherently unique, intricately shaped by their own individual experiences, their deeply held beliefs, their personal aspirations, and the specific and often unforeseen challenges they inevitably encounter along the way. This inherent individuality is presented not as a potential hindrance or a source of division, but as a vital and essential aspect of the spiritual journey itself, allowing for genuine personal exploration, authentic self-discovery, and profound and lasting spiritual growth. By wholeheartedly embracing the empowering idea that there is no single, universally prescribed path to enlightenment, individuals can feel liberated to trust their own inner guidance, to pursue their own inner inquiries with courage and conviction, and to embark on their own unique and transformative voyages of self-discovery. This deeply personal exploration may involve the dedicated study of sacred texts from various traditions, the consistent and mindful practice of various forms of meditation or contemplative techniques, active and engaged participation in supportive and like-minded spiritual communities, or simply engaging in quiet and introspective reflection upon their own lived experiences, their deepest feelings, and the subtle yet profound stirrings of their own emerging intuitions. The key, the tractate wisely suggests, is to remain consistently open and wholeheartedly receptive to the often subtle yet ultimately profound insights that naturally arise along this deeply personal and ever-unfolding path. However, the tripartite tractate also wisely acknowledges that the path to genuine spiritual awakening is rarely smooth or entirely free of obstacles, and is often fraught with inherent challenges, potential distractions, and unexpected setbacks. In a world that often feels overwhelmingly saturated with external noise, relentless distractions, and pervasive chaos, it can be incredibly easy to become sidetracked from our deepest spiritual pursuits by the constant barrage of external influences that subtly yet persistently pull us away from our inner work and our commitment to seeking truth. The often insistent and seemingly unavoidable demands of material concerns, the frequently unspoken yet powerful expectations of society, and the relentless pressures of daily life can collectively create formidable and often invisible barriers that significantly hinder our spiritual progress, obscure our inner vision, and dim the illuminating light of Gnosis. Additionally, the acknowledged presence and often subtle yet pervasive influence of the Archonic forces, as discussed earlier, can actively perpetuate ignorance, foster division, and create significant and often deeply ingrained obstacles that make it particularly difficult for individuals to connect with their own true selves, to recognize their inherent unity with all other beings, and to establish a genuine and unmediated connection with the ultimate divine source of all creation. These inherent challenges and potential distractions can often manifest internally as persistent feelings of self-doubt, pervasive fear, or profound confusion, frequently leading individuals to question the validity of their own spiritual journeys and the authenticity of their personal experiences. It is absolutely essential to recognize, as the tripartite tractate wisely suggests, that these obstacles are not insurmountable signs of personal failure or evidence of a flawed path, but rather a natural and often unavoidable part of the transformative process of spiritual awakening. Courageously embracing these challenges, rather than succumbing to discouragement or allowing them to derail our progress, can ultimately foster profound inner resilience, strengthen one's unwavering determination, and deepen one's fundamental commitment to the chosen path of enlightenment. By acknowledging the inevitable presence of distractions, the occasional setbacks, and the fleeting moments of self-doubt, individuals can develop effective and personalized strategies to navigate and ultimately overcome them, such as consciously setting aside dedicated time for consistent and focused spiritual practices, actively seeking support and guidance from trusted and like-minded individuals or experienced spiritual mentors, and diligently cultivating the transformative power of mindfulness techniques to remain present, grounded, and fully engaged in the unfolding moment of their own unique journey. In conclusion, the journey toward genuine spiritual enlightenment and profound personal transformation is presented within the tripartite tractate as a deeply personal, multifaceted, and ultimately transformative experience that necessitates the persistent and dedicated pursuit of experiential knowledge, Gnosis, a courageous commitment to authentic self-discovery, and the cultivation of unwavering inner resilience in the face of inevitable challenges and potential distractions. By consistently emphasizing the paramount importance of Gnosis as the key that unlocks deeper understanding, actively encouraging all seekers to fearlessly pursue their own unique and authentic spiritual truths, and openly acknowledging the potential obstacles that may arise along the way, the profound teachings of the tripartite tractate offer a powerful and enduring source of inspiration for individuals to courageously embark on their own unique and transformative paths towards spiritual awakening. Ultimately, this deeply personal journey is not merely about reaching a specific destination or achieving a static state of being. Rather, it is about wholeheartedly embracing the ongoing process of continuous growth, ever-deepening understanding, and a more profound and authentic connection to the divine source of all existence, leading to a more enriched, meaningful, and ultimately fulfilling human experience. Thank you for joining us in this insightful exploration, and we eagerly look forward to continuing this shared journey together. Remember always that your spiritual growth is a continuous and dynamic process, and every conscious step you take brings you closer to the profound truth of your own divine existence.